Okay, investing in a campaign means that there's going to be interest from an audience and they will want to buy a product or a service. So the first thing to make sure about is that the great idea actually works and that the product that is being promoted through a campaign is available. Otherwise, there's a risk to disappoint customers or consumers, and then it's very difficult to get them back. So making sure the proof of concept work, making sure that it's been validated, tested, and that it is available for purchase and that it is functional. Then only can a campaign start. So I'm not going to talk about language, but about symbols. So that was for a B2B campaign for Regis, the office service company. And it was for real-time marketing campaign that showed or featured somebody with his feet on a desk, like relaxing. And that campaign could not run in Asia, because it is very rude in Asia to put your feet, with or without shoes, on a table. So the campaign had to be reshot for that particular purpose. Yes, to a certain extent it is marketing, but it's only part of marketing. Because marketing is first of all about a strategy, which is all about what the brand has to offer, what the product delivers in terms of benefit. And a go-to-market strategy is also part of marketing. It is about sales as well, but it's primarily marketing. What comes out of a marketing strategy is one of the outcomes is the brand and communication strategy. That includes website, that includes social media, that includes everything that will promote the brand and deliver a message to audiences. But it's only a part of marketing. Very good question. Return on investment and the choices to be made according to return on investment depend on the objectives, which is what is it you want your campaign or your efforts to achieve, depend on your target, who you're talking to, because according to your target you're going to choose the proper channel, and depending on the channel you're going to get a high or a low return on investment. So once it is clear what is it you want to communicate, who you want to address when you communicate, then you look at your budget, and then only you can think of return on investment, and the return on investment will be basically drawn from which channel will reach the widest audience most effectively. And that's all about best practices. I had a CEO, a global CEO in the past, who told me the most important people in the company, they're not the developers, they're not the consultants, they're not the designers, they're the salespeople. Because without sales, there is no business. So marketing is great because it helps to sell, but even great marketing to promote an okay solution or product is not going to sell. So the product or the service has to be top-notch, it has to be pushed, and then marketing comes into the picture, and the better the marketing, the greater the result. I would always favor business first, because it gives you cash, and then that cash you can invest in marketing, and that increases the return on investment. But that's only my opinion. There is a logic, because you have a financial institution that understands finances and everything that goes around with finance technology. So if you're a startup and you go to a bank to fund your fintech project, it's coherent. But at the same time, you're not talking to an investor, you're talking to a bank. And a bank is a complex organization, very often matrix-based organization, with a very different objective than an investor. So plus and minus. I would do both. I would go for Česká policena and then to an investor, and I would get from both. One of the weaknesses of startups is that quite often there are great ideas that are coming from very talented people, energetic, enthusiastic, but they don't have the professional maturity, which is good and bad. It's good because then they don't think of problems and they go and they hit the wall and then they jump higher. But sometimes, because of the lack of professional maturity, they don't see the pitfalls, they don't see the danger, they don't see the risks, and they hit the wall. So it's now in terms of the startups themselves, I would say my main issue is that I don't see enough eco-responsible driven projects. And because 99% of the startups in the world are created by a younger generation, and what is coming up is a world which is not going to be great for that young generation. I think that there should be far more eco-responsible projects, whether technology to reduce CO2, whether eco-friendly product and services, anything which is good for Mother Earth and for the future of the young generation, because it's going to hurt.
Focus on playing the long game. Seed Starter. Long game startups wanted.